Welcome back to Keystone Hobbies. If you like our content, feel free to help support us over on patreon.com/Keystone Hobbies. Discord link in the descriptions. We have 3 patrons, Nate, Trinity, and Hannah. Thank you guys for the support. I'm John.
I'm Greg.
How's it going, Greg?
It's going. I felt better.
You felt better. Yeah, the other 2 hosts
Yeah.
have felt better too. It sounds like we had a crazy night.
So I'm sorry for the deep ass voice and for any coughing
Kind of
or
sexy.
any
I kinda
noise
like it.
or any noise coming from, like, I don't know, rolling the damn cough drop around my mouth. Sorry for all that. It was one hell of a night. It was jam packed with stuff, and I wasn't I guess it sounds wrong if I say I wasn't expecting it to be that much fun, but I had a ridiculously good time.
Yeah? What'd you guys end up doing?
So first we went to it was like near Harrisburg. We did one of those escape rooms.
Oh, an escape room?
And
Sweet.
it was like a detective theme. So we had to figure out the suspect out of, like, there's maybe 36 suspects. And we had to figure out which person snuck in this old lady's house and stole her cat because her cat was going to win this pageant or whatever.
Yeah, some bullshit cannon they give you.
So, like, there's like a locker, like it's a detective's office, so there's like 2 by 8 lockers, and they're all locked, and you had to figure out the combination for each one. But there was like some sort of math problem or riddle to figuring out the combo to each one. And we had an hour to do this. We did it in about 55, 56-ish minutes.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. I mean, we beat it, and turns out if you need Taylor for anything mathematical, don't do it.
Good note.
Don't do it. He wasted a good, like, 10 minutes on trying to figure it. Like, the riddle was about, like, someone's restaurant tab, and so you had to add the 15% gratuity to it.
Oh, of course. There's no way he'd figure that out. Oh, my God. It just writes itself at this point. My God. So you had to figure out 15% of any number, and that was just the most difficult thing in his day.
Look, it's something he's not used to. That I don't hold it against him. He tried his best.
Yeah, that's fair. When you don't know, you don't know. It just is what it is.
No, it was a lot of fun. So it was kind of. I don't think they were trying to make it scary, but at the end, when you figure out who the last suspect was, there was like a drop ceiling that dropped down with a cat, like a plush cat on the rope, and it's like, hey, look, you found him.
Okay, a little Easter egg or so there. Okay, very cool.
So we figured out who the catnapper was, and from there we just started hitting up card shops to find Tyler some Dragon Ball Super cards, and we ended up forming an addiction to it already, I guess.
All right. Well,
because we all want to play it. Most of us have starter decks already, so that's going to be something in the future that we're going to be doing.
I'll wait for this one to burn itself out.
Yeah. Well, Tyler's been collecting for a very long time, so you're not going to wait him out.
Fair.
Let's be honest, it's going to be me first.
Yeah, that's all right, though, buddy. I might pick up a starter. We'll see. I mean, if do people have extra starters right now?
No.
Okay, all right. I might pick a starter up then. We'll see.
So
what do you like about the game?
What do I like about it?
Yeah.
It's like a cheap game. So far, I mean, the cards that are expensive in it is because it's like a collectible standpoint, not so much a performance standpoint. So you can get like really strong cards for $1, under $1, maybe $4. But that's really appealing to me. It's an IP that I'm familiar with. I like. It kind of adds familiarity to the game instead of learning like a whole new universe and stuff like that.
Sure. It looks like that card game has like a lot of scenes too. It's not just like the characters. It's like events that happen.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So you get to kind of in a way hold like a still of the TV show as like a kind of like a piece of artwork or whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
But I mean, the downside to it is obviously good luck finding a tournament for it, I guess.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's something that if all I do is just play this card game with my friends, that's good enough.
Makes sense.
From there, we meandered our way to Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's, that's pretty sweet. What'd you do there?
I played a whole lot of Stacker.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows me knows I love that fucking game.
Which one's Stacker? Is that like it has the bars that go across and you...
Yeah, like it starts with 4 and it goes kind of slow and it speeds up as you go up and you get like 2 rows of 4 and then it goes to 3 for maybe 2 rows and then it goes to 2 all the way up to the minor prize. And then after the minor prize, it's all single blocks and it goes super fast. But what I've noticed is, like, if there's 10 blocks, I forget how many times you actually have to stack. But out of the 10, all of them but the top, the moment the light comes on and you hit the button, it'll stay. The only one that you have to, like, prematurely hit is the very last one.
Okay.
So it not only is it faster, but it almost like it skips a block every other time.
Yeah.
So you have to like time it really right. Almost be lucky.
Yeah, it sounds super precise / maybe a little luck, maybe a little beyond what normal hand-eye coordination can do.
But I won that thing damn near twice in a row. I think I might have tried it a good 10 times before I actually won it. And then there was maybe 4 times in between where I didn't make the top. And then I got the prize again. So it's 1,000 tickets a piece. So I ended up with a little over $3,000 in tickets. So.
Hey, can't complain about that. What were you able to get with the $3,000?
I saved the card.
Okay.
And everyone else gave their cards to Tyler. So I felt a little pressured, but the other people, they don't go to Dave & Buster's, so that's why they gave their cards to Tyler. Okay. I at least go with Tiffany and her sister and sister's husband.
Okay, so it's one of those moments where it's like, okay, yeah, well, you guys aren't going here again, so that's cool, you're giving away, but I sure as fuck am coming back.
I really thought about it, and I felt bad that I did. I'm sorry, Tyler, but, maybe I got to save up for those AirPods or something.
Oh boy, no, that sounds like a lot of fun. Do you do other like video game places like that, or is it mainly just Dave & Buster's that you're into?
Well, I guess I favor Dave & Buster's just because that's usually like the place people want to go. Like there's a local arcade in Williamsport, but I don't like the selection of games that they have. I guess that's a big thing too. If you have a giant stacker, I'm game. That's all you got to tell me.
Fair enough.
I will play that game and only that game. But
oh shit!
Yesterday I did venture out and play other games though.
Okay, all right. Well, it's awesome. Yeah, we it was last weekend. Laura and I, for my birthday, went down to Philadelphia, and we went to a pinball machine game room. And they have a bunch of old arcade cabinets and pinball machines and whatnot. They also have like some video game systems, that type of thing. They had a Super Nintendo that they had listed on it, do not touch. I was playing just some random ass game, and I was like, well, I gotta touch a Super Nintendo. Turns out it was a hacked Super Nintendo that it wasn't like a real Super Nintendo. It was one of those hacked ones that runs a shit ton of emulators. So I had like every single video game I had access to. I'm sure they don't want people to know that they're using emulation for this, though.
Probably not.
Probably not. But so I won't mention which arcade place it was. But yeah, I decided to toss Castlevania 4 on there and played that a little bit. And then I played.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then I went over to the Sega machine, same setup, exact same thing. It had all the Sega games. So we played the X-Men 2 video game. You know that one that starts you off in the action, like immediately when you hit the power button, and you're immediately getting attacked by like a robot, and you're in the snow level you start out?
I'm not familiar.
For Sega, it was like the most popular X-Men game. A lot of fun, but it's brutal hard. But I played a few rounds of that with my brother-in-law, and yeah. Then Laura, my brother-in-law, and one of his kids, we went over to a Turtle arcade cabinet, and we played from start to finish, beat the whole thing. Which, I mean, it sounds like a feat, but since it's an arcade where you pay for your time there, you just hit the coin button, and it just adds a coin to your adds a credit to your time, so you can just keep playing through. So that's one of those beat 'em up quarter stealers. I mean, if we paid a quarter for play, we would end up spending like $15-$20 just to get through it. But we got through there. It was fun. But yeah, a lot of cool old arcade cabinets. There's a Stranger Things one. There's all sorts of that stuff. But yeah, I thought that was cool. Like a lot of the history, seeing that.
But yeah, in case anyone doesn't know or are unaware, if you do not own a copy of a game, you are not allowed to use like an emulator for it, because you don't have rights to the game.
Exactly. Yeah. You definitely. And nobody would do that I know. Would just emulate a game that they didn't own. But I just so happen that it's the worst thing. I've never heard anybody doing something like that.
We don't condone that.
Yeah, totally not something condoned unless you own the original cartridge.
But speaking of which, have you been playing some Pokemon MMO?
Sorry about that. My mic was a little fucked.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of the Pokemon MMO. I'm getting back into it a little bit. I made it to the fourth gym in Pokemon Fire Red. I figured I'd start with the earliest game and work my way up from there. But yeah, collecting. Got a Venusaur that's kicking ass for me right now. But I went. You can exchange on the Pokemon MMO. You can exchange your money that you win from trainer battles and exchange those for Pokemon. So right now I have a badass Chansey on my team that I just bought. So yeah, that part's pretty cool about the game. And then also you can re-challenge trainers once per day.
Yep.
So that part's cool, so you can keep getting money, because I know like at a point you kind of get stuck for money.
Money, experience, because it's better than just grinding. Yep.
First thing I did, caught 20 unique Pokemon so I could get the XP share. So now we're just leveling all our guys up. What I think I'm going to do is a living Pokédex. And what that is you collect one of every single Pokemon and you put it in storage. So you have to have one of each of the stages of evolution as well. I don't want to do the lame thing and just buy them all off the market. Because I guess I could do that, but I think that's what my sub goal is going to be for this playthrough, is to try and fairly at least get all these different Pokemon as fair as I can.
Are you familiar with the Living Pokédex challenge?
No, not really.
So from like YouTubers, I may have this wrong, but I think their challenge, one of the rules is you have to catch every single one, not just acquire them. You have to physically catch them.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure with this Pokemon MMO, if that's possible. Because
I don't think so.
Yeah, if they have like
but you can do it 100% until you actually need to go out and acquire those other ones.
Yeah. That sounds about like what I'm doing right now. I mean, obviously the Chansey I got from some bullshit tactics, but I'm not going to use that to count towards my living Pokédex. I have heard the term living Pokédex, but I didn't know there was a challenge associated with it. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I think one of the popular ones to living Pokédex is Pokemon. I think like the red and blue.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, like
it's
so
going to be the easiest
because,
one to do red and blue.
Well, there's some Pokemon that are in blue that aren't in red, version exclusives, but you get the 88% done and then just acquire the other ones through other means.
Sure, yeah. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, so that's been pretty fun for me. I know you got pretty big into Pokemon MMO. What did you like about the game?
The competitive scene.
I haven't really gotten to see too much of that. What's it like?
Well, they do like it's not like a battle pass, but it's like how in mobile games when you do like PvP, you get so many points, and then at the end of the season, the top 100 people might get a prize. The 101st to 1,000 would get a different prize, and so on and so on. Well, they have like competitive Pokemon that if you do really well in the season, you'll get a copy. It could be shiny. Like, it'll tell you beforehand if it is or not. It won't be random. And you get to pick how many IVs are maxed. So, obviously, if you get, like, first place, your Pokemon is going to be, like, 31 IVs across the board. But if you do, like, maybe the best you could, but you ended up not in the best place, you might end up with like 1 or 2 maxed IVs of your choice.
Oh, cool.
So I really like that. I just stopped playing because no one was playing. So it was just like, I just got bored playing by myself.
That's fair. Yeah, part of it for me is like the nostalgia, playing through the older Pokemon. It's kind of fun. The big elephant in the room and the big problem I have with that game is the time it takes to do everything. I know if I was playing with a straight ramen emulator, I'd be able to fly through this stuff super quick because you can do 4 times speed. But, you're going through, and you can skip battle animations, which is an in-game feature, but they don't allow it in this version of the game. Which I understand why they do that. I still think it's pretty... It makes for a worse experience, at least for a guy like me who doesn't care about the animations anymore. Yeah, you've seen it once or twice. That's about all you need.
Yep.
But I guess a lot of the players are really into like seeing those old school animations. So I guess let the babies have what they want.
But later in the night, the fight started. Oh, actually, seeing Tyler's face light up when so we were in our hotel room and the fights were at the hotel. He didn't know. So we were like, all right, it's getting close to 7 o'clock. Let's go try and find a bar. Oh, actually, I think there's a bar in the hotel. Oh, yeah, there's a bar here. So we go downstairs. We go to try and find the bar, but we had to pass the small venue for this fight before we would get to the bar. And once I get past the double doors, there's people everywhere. So that was already an indicator. But as we walk past these double doors, I turn around and watch. And seeing Tyler look in and his eyes just light up, knowing what the plan was, I could like there's a level of happiness that you just can't recreate.
Yeah.
So it was really nice seeing that.
That's really cool. That's cool. Man, Taylor has a big bar to meet for your bachelor party, huh, buddy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What the hell are we gonna do, Greg?
I don't know. I'm not the one planning it.
No. Oh, we'll see.
It was hotter than fucking hell in that place.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
It was hot. The only two places that weren't just so hot, like I was dripping sweat, John. Like I felt like I needed a fucking shower after that. But the bar obviously was so damn cold. Obviously that's nice. And then our hotel room. Everywhere else, the rumor has it people kept talking like I would get bits and pieces of people's conversation as I was walking around. And it seems like the consensus was the AC went out in the building.
That's a problem. Yeah.
So huge problem. So the seating for the fights too, we were like shoulder to shoulder. Actually less than shoulder to shoulder. I had to like lean forward and let AJ's elbow and Level's elbow kind of hang out behind me as I lean forward to give them a little bit more room. It was terrible.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare. That is way too close quarters.
Yep.
But I'm glad you had fun. It sounds like you had fun and you guys had a good time. That's awesome.
The fights were good too.
Yeah. Who's fighting?
It was just amateur.
Okay.
But so you'll get a huge kick out of this. There was I can't remember the two. It was like probably Harley from Epic Mealtime, kind of like really tall. He wasn't as muscular as Harley, if I can remember.
Okay.
But it was him and this African American. He was a little bit shorter, real buff, and his girlfriend or fiance, wife, whatever, was sitting in the front row, and he was getting his ass kicked, and she was standing up recording him, and she's like yelling like, "Come on, come on, come on,"
Yeah.
But she was blocking the fight for us. And not only us, but people behind us, people in front of us.
It's a problem.
But we were the first ones to be vocal about it. And, I was just like, yo, like, sit down. Like, we can't see you. You standing up, like, it doesn't matter. Just sit down. Like, you see the same shit. But then Taylor and Tyler started like, yo, sit the fuck down. It's hot in there. People are irritated.
Yeah.
And then the people so it sat these two guys that we didn't know, and then Lovell, myself, AJ, Tyler, and then Taylor, right? So we were kind of like on the end of a row. These two guys were just like, yo, sit the fuck down, cunt. All this shit. And she she just took it. She was a champ. She was like, I don't care what these people have to say. I'm going to keep recording, right? So I thought, okay, you want to record a video? Say less. I hope your boyfriend fucking loses. Just take the L. Stay down. Take the L. We're all just like screaming shit. That's why my voice is fucked.
Oh,
but
Jesus.
You would have loved to be there.
Oh, I'm sure. That's fucking hilarious.
But then I talk about these two guys that was sitting next to us. In passing, they just started talking to us like, yeah, like our friend is one of the main card battles. And, we were like, oh, like, what's his name? He told us his name. And we were like, okay, well, we don't know anyone here. So fuck it. We'll root for him. He comes out so stocky. This man was so muscular, and
a big boy.
He went up again. he went up against Mother Russia. Like, this guy was big, very big, and it looked like he was losing a little bit. But then, their friend, I'll just say Fighter B, he, shorter. He doesn't have the reach. He was probably a little bit lighter than Fighter A, because Fighter A went to, like, pick him up, almost like to throw him, but then immediately, like a light switch, the Fighter B just wrapped his whole arm around the guy's throat and got him into a guillotine. Guillotine.
A guillotine. That sounds so much cuter, though.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Got him in a little guillotine.
And then fell backwards, and you just see, like, struggling, and then all of a sudden he just goes limp, and you just see his legs dangling on him. And I was like, oh, fuck. Everyone was cheering. Oh, I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry. In the first round, you could see, like, blood all over the guy's face.
Oh,
and it was so bad, they had to stop the fight because they had to figure out where the blood was coming from. And I didn't know this, but apparently if your eyelid gets gashed, you're done, like, automatically, TKO.
Oh.
But if it's anywhere else, like your eyebrow, maybe like a little bit under, you're good. But if it's your actual eyelid, you're fucked.
They got to take care of that. I'm sure medically something has to happen.
Yeah, so, like, they wipe them down with, like, Vaseline again to figure out where it's coming from. They restarted the fight, or not restarted, but they resumed. And that's when the whole guillotine happened.
Fuck. Man, I bet you that guy wishes that they would have said, nope, you can't keep fighting. Nope, he just walks in there to get a fucking guillotine.
I mean, he didn't tap. He's a beast.
Strong
look, like,
man.
people.
Holy shit.
That's one thing, like, it's underappreciated. Not too many people tap out. Like, in spars, like, sure, people tap all the time, but when it's, like, fight or flight, nah, like, I ain't tapping. Like, knock me out, pussy.
You're going to have to force me down. Force the lights off. Man.
But, yeah, afterwards, we didn't stay at that hotel bar because drinks, like bottled beverages or even draft, they were $6.
Makes sense. Shit's expensive.
Yeah. So after the fights, we went to a dive bar and, was able to drink. We were playing darts. Taylor got his fix on playing pool. It was a really good time. Oh, yeah, playing darts, we got all of our asses beat by this random girl and her boyfriend, fiance, whatever. He wasn't, like, he was probably around our power levels, but that girl, she just bullseye.
Over 9,000.
Very, yeah.
Cool stuff.
And then we decided to leave that bar to go to another, just get, like, just scour the town, and walking to this next one, it was packed. So bars started closing around this time, and if the bar wasn't, like, at full capacity, they shut down. And this bar was over capacity. And I didn't like it too much because we were kind of forced in a corner, and there was like a high traffic area right in front of us, so we couldn't even, like, group up and talk to each other. So that was short-lived. I ended up taking a shot for Tyler because he just wanted no part in it. Tyler's not, like, the biggest drinker anymore.
Yeah.
And, like, I get it. But, this shot, I think it was like a Girl Scout cookie shot. Like, it was kind of like minty, that was terrible.
Look at that. Greg taking a shot for your friends. Proud of you,
Yep.
buddy.
You know, I can take a shot once, John. At least once.
At least once. Yeah.
But yeah, on our way out, we talked to a guy and his girlfriend from Maryland. So they saw Tyler's tattoo, and they started talking about anime right away. And then, the guy saw my Spider-Man tattoos. We were all talking about like my future tattoos, Tyler's future tattoos. We got to see this car, like, they pulled out front, but then they didn't move. Like, there's a roundabout, and when you walk out of this bar, all you see is the roundabout, and this car, like, stopped midway, like, didn't do anything. And this truck came up from behind them and just laid on the horn. Like, you can't just stop in a roundabout.
Sure.
You weren't even on the side of the road, like they were trying to pick someone up or drop someone off.
You just fucked the roundabout.
Yeah, and so it's laying on the horn, and then the driver, like, got out, and the driver was, like, delirious. And the truck drove around him, and then guess who was watching? A police officer.
Uh-oh.
And left the truck alone, rightfully so, and went around the turnabout and they started to pull over the car that was just doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know how further that goes. We were kind of waiting outside the bar because of that cop sitting there at the corner.
Sure.
Because our car was near there. Taylor was good to drive, but we just didn't want to go through the hassle of getting pulled over. So once that happened, that was the perfect scapegoat, and we pieced out. Yeah. Went to Sheetz, picked up some Pedialyte for the morning. You know how that goes. We picked up some food for the night and went to bed. And, 5 people in a 2-bedroom hotel room. It's not ideal, but Taylor got a cot, and we had to double up. Apparently, you can't put the brothers together, but I ended up with AJ.
Oh, that's cute.
The babies of the family got to stick together. That's weird, John.
Yeah.
We got back from Sheetz, and this man just, like, flopped on the bed, face down, out like a light.
Oh, man.
Clothes still on.
That's how I like him.
Like a light. Yeah. And so I fall asleep, right? I wake up. It's still dark out. Everyone's asleep. TV still on. The light's still on. We're all rocked. I look over to AJ, and he's laying in the same position.
He didn't even fucking move.
Yeah, almost like he's dead. Yeah. And so I fall back asleep. And when I wake back up, there's some sun coming through the room. And I wake up to AJ moving over, like, closer to me. So now he's taking up 80% of the bed, and I have 20%. And he's facing me. And he starts sleep talking.
Oh.
Just like gibberish. Like, yeah. Yeah. Just
sure.
random shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God,
the
dude.
kind of psychobabble that you don't want to hear somebody uttering while you're sitting next to him with 20% of the bed.
Especially if you're sharing a bed with them, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I recall you sharing a bed with men before, though.
Oh, Kevin, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Kevin on here before, and we shared a moment together that we thought was a dream. We both thought it was a dream, but we both woke up and, like, we were facing each other. We both woke up, made eye contact for a heavy minute. Like, it was probably a minute, but it felt like an hour sort of stare.
It was like that surreal, like, who's going to close their eyes first type of thing. Like, is this really happening? Let's agree to say nothing and close our eyes and go back to sleep.
We both fall back asleep. Like, I don't even remember closing my eyes. All I remember is just his eyes met mine. I stared at him, and then I remember waking up. And him and I were both like, yo, did you have a weird dream? Because I had a weird dream. And then Kevin's like, I had a really weird dream too. You go first. You know? And turns out it wasn't a dream. That was real.
Question, Greg. When you opened your eyes, did you notice him open his eyes at the same point, at the same time?
No.
Or was he already staring at you?
All I remember is us staring at each other.
So there is a chance, and follow me on this, Greg.
Oh no, I know where you're going.
that Kevin may have been laying in bed watching you sleep for maybe a good like 15, 20 minutes. Or, gosh, it may have been like, what, 2, 3 a.m. and we all went to bed at like 11. So he may not have been able to fall asleep. And to try and get to sleep, he just stared into your closed eyes for like 3 or 4 hours. And then when you open your eyes and you see him looking at you, he sees you, you know, he's like, maybe he'll think, right, that this is, or maybe he'll, you know, tell me his true feelings about me. Maybe it's a hopeful thing that he kept his eyes open, but then
got scared once I opened my eyes.
Your eyes kind of started butterflying shut again, and he knew it was time that he could continue staring. And while you slipped away unawares, he continued to stare.
Yeah, so Kevin didn't sleep that night. He just stared at me the whole time.
Yeah, the entire time.
We solved it.
That's fun though. That's a good time. Yeah, so was the drive back okay? Who ended up driving? Which of your hungover asses drove?
Taylor.
Taylor
drove down. Taylor drove back.
What a fucking man.
MVP.
Proud of him.
I'm proud of him too.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's good to hear. Have you with all that going on, did you keep up with the boys?
Oh, I watched The Boys before I left.
Oh, all right. I just finished The Boys about 50 minutes ago. I finished Hero-gasm, and oh my gosh, that was fucking great. Are we expecting more episodes? I
think it's
soon?
going.
Or do we have to wait?
Oh yeah, it's every Friday, and I think it's up to 8. Well, it's up to 6 now, but I think 8 is the season.
Yeah, because I thought that was like a season ender. That was a fucking episode.
Maybe it's only 7. Okay, The Boys have been commissioned for 8 episodes.
Oh, cool. So we're getting more.
Okay.
All right.
Yep, that's what I thought. We'll have 2 more.
That is awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing those next 2 episodes, and how they wrap the next step up, because it's gonna get real fucking crazy. And I thought it was already fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll tell you what. I haven't seen Miss Marvel, and nothing they can do in that Miss Marvel fucking TV show is going to have a comparison or hold a fucking candle to this. So no. I'm probably not even gonna bother with it. Like,
so The Boys, that fight that happened in episode 6 was season finale worthy.
Oh, absolutely.
That was like, I won't spoil it, but that fight was fucking nuts.
Oh, it was fucking gnarly. No, it was really cool. And the way they wrapped up one of the big character arcs, and like a somewhat more minor character arc, and the way they wrapped that up was almost poetic. It was so good. I loved how they dealt with that. And so without spoilers, I won't get into it, but man, there was some character development, and it was just awesome to see that character. Yeah, see them develop.
His Hail Mary.
Yeah, if you will, that works.
Although I like and dislike that.
Oh, what didn't you like?
I like it for the same reasons you do. I wanted more out of that character.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, it could still happen.
Oh. I guess technically, yeah, they could figure some bullshit out. There's no confirmation really, but yeah.
It's assumed.
But
big old chunker.
Yeah, I got Seraphim over here on my shoulder. We're recording on Discord today, so it's
you got a big
opportunity. Yep. Oh, she's a big girl. But yeah, the boys was sweet. Yesterday, Laura and we went to the repack booster draft, which not going to give any spoilers, but both of us stumbled into money cards.
Nice.
Yep.
How many people went, John?
There were 25 players, and they had over $13,000 worth of $1,300 in prize support. There was a pre-release for the double masters, and I'm wondering if we lost some of the players because of that. But the event, if you look at expected value, out of this world. Like you were paying $40 for this event, and your expected return is $80 worth of cards. So on average, everybody walked out of there with $80 worth of cards at least, because Eric had like a foil flooded strand in there or something like that. One of the fetch lands. Like there's some other really reasonable cards. So we're gonna see how I made out. I'm gonna do a separate video where we go through all my polls, everything I opened.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we'll see how we did at the mystery repack booster draft.
Staying on topic with Magic.
Yeah.
Did you see pictures of the 2K event today?
I did not. Can you share that on screen? I can put it up for our viewers.
Yeah, I don't have it ready.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
There was 7 tables.
Wait, there were 7 tables?
Yeah, maybe 30 people went to this event.
Oh, man. So, what, everybody paid, was $40 event? How much?
Yeah.
How much is the event?
It's 40.
Okay. So $40 times we had about 30 players? 20 players, would you say?
I would say 30.
30 players?
There's probably like 28, but just round up to 30.
Man, so for $2,000 in cash prizes, only $1,200 came in the door. That sucks ass. Plus the judge has to be paid in product. That's rough.
Now, mind you, he does a lot more than that too. Like he'll buy food for people, and
Yeah, no, he definitely goes above and beyond. Apparently, not too many people cared a whole huge deal about this event, which that stinks.
Well,
I mean,
there's other little things that happen, because after I got back, I stopped there to pick up some Dragon Ball Z cards.
As you do.
And I end up, in passing, like, oh man, this is a bad turnout. Like, I'm really sorry. And one of the workers was just like, yeah, like, I know of like 4 or 5 people that just ironically just couldn't make it. Like they had like kid problems or babysitting problems. Just it was a bad weekend. It's not like he planned it poorly. He planned it good. It just happened like that weekend. Everyone was either busy or they had issues to attend to.
Sure. Well, that stinks, but looking forward to the next event. I heard the next repack booster draft is going to be a big one, where the cost to
They're always big.
Oh, no. It's going to be for the store owner's birthday.
Oh,
it's going to be one of those ones where you pay $60 and there's like a 20 card, like 20 high dollar cards in the mix or something like that. We don't know the numbers yet, but he'll announce that before the event, and I'm sure the EV is going to be amazing on that as well. So usually you can walk into one of those events and just walk out with money as long as not too many people play. At 25 players with the same guaranteed prize versus 50 or 60 players, you have a lower chance of getting one of those chase cards, so your EV goes down. But otherwise, it's still pretty good, still pretty worth it. And if anything, build a deck and have fun with it. That's what I did. I lost 2 out of my 3 games because the people I played against arguably did the correct thing, and they drafted super powerful cheap creatures and just ran to aggro strategies. And I was trying to be a little too cute with it and do like a sorcery instant type of theme, which overall didn't pan out for me. But when it worked the one time, it felt so good.
I know how that is.
Yeah, yep. I mean, you're a turns player, so you
those repack drafts, the decks that I always build, I always consider them a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're fun. It's Magic cards from throughout time, and some of them are more carefully sourced, and some are just random from random collections that the store owner bought. So, with repacks, you always have to worry with repacks and Magic the Gathering. Unless there's like information and guarantees out there, repacks are a bad idea. Like for these repack booster drafts, there's guaranteed prize support because there are cards that are actually being given out on the day spoiled. And so you know what you're getting into, the value you're going to get. But a lot of these online companies, they'll make a random booster box and they'll just try and get rid of chaff that way. So you get, maybe 5 $1 cards and you pay, $10 for this pack that has maybe 13, 14, 15 cards in it or something like that. And it's just, a lot of them are garbage, but you have a couple, situations where you have something a little bit cooler. So,
Yep.
But after that, we one of the guys that was there invited Laura and I to go over and play some Commanders. So we kicked it over at his house and played some cards. So it was pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So, but yeah, that's for the most part what we had going on this week. Still looking forward to Stranger Things coming out this Friday.
Oh yeah, I'm not into that.
You're not into
Not yet.
That's okay. It actually is a really good show, but I know you got a lot of shows that you're into right now that you're still trying to catch up on. So I bet
not too much anymore.
Oh really? Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to see if I can get you into some of these other shows and rope you in.
Doubtful. Press X for doubt.
I'm still gonna try and get you into Castlevania.
You may try, yeah.
We'll do the fight scenes. How about that?
I'm never. I'll say that I will never watch it, but if you can convince me someday, then good for you.
See, what I need to do is I need to convince Tiffany to watch it again, and then she can convince you. So I just need to use your future wife as a pawn in my game of manipulation to get you to watch the show.
Well, we both know I'm easily manipulated, John.
Well, hey, Oh shit. But yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, that's all I have. It was a fun weekend for both of us, it seems.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to this next episode where we're going to come with some little bit more data, some information. I'll be talking about Stranger Things, and anybody who stayed to this point, look for our YouTube. We're going to have an opening video where we go through cards obtained in the Mystery Booster Pack Draft. So it's going to be a good time.